All right. Hey, everybody. This is Josh. I'm here just trying to go and introduce myself to you guys and maybe hopefully, get to know one another a little bit better. Um, I have a couple of animals. I've got three dogs of my own. My son in law and my daughter both have one of theirs. It's a pit bull. I've got my pit bull and Chihuahua, and then I have two pit bull Chihuahua mixed puppies. Um, Also, to add to this, I have three cats, one that has a permanently broken foot. But it's something that interests me, and is something that keeps the family together and keeps us going and doing things together. It's kind of something to do. It gets us outside, gets us to playing with one another, and just all around shows us great fun and great time, and brings people together. So um, with that being said, everybody who has a dog knows that there are things that they do that just aren't the greatest. They have behavioral issues, they have things that happen to them and different things like that. So um everybody's looking for a way to train their dogs. I am constantly on the lookout for someone or something that can actually, help me train mine. Um right now we're in the process of, potty training the new dogs and the puppies and everything, and we foster quite a few. We just found a home for a shepherd husky mix that was too much for its owner to handle, and we ended up bringing it home with us for a couple of days and working with it and learning about it, and eventually we found out, what everything it was and all of that. It's a lovely dog. We would have loved to have been able to keep her ourselves, but we couldn't. Um, Not that she didn't get along with our other pets. It was just that she was just a little much for us to have with all of our other pets. Um, that also being said, we found it a nice home with another husky, and it's going to be with a child that has autism. So I mean, it's going to have a great home. You know, um, I wish that I was able to go and do a lot more for the different animals and things, but I'm not in that type of situation where I have enough space to be able to go and take in all the animals that I would love. Um, it's just a great time to like try and help, I guess you could say. Um, Helping others with their pets, helping rehome pets, um, helping save pets. That's how we ended up with the kitten that had the broken leg. We found it outside and we were trying to rehome it, and it just didn't want to go anywhere else. Um, so it is attached to me. It literally, you know, sleeps in the bed at my foot. And whenever I come home from work and I get in the chair or whatever while I'm watching TV, it's right there in my lap the entire time. I love her. She's great, you know. Um, but I also love my dogs. They're fantastic. Um, Toby is my pit bull Chihuahua mix. He is a loving, kind, caring dog, and I'm working on training him. So it is something that takes time. Um, it is something to do. There is a link that I have posted in the description here that is a training aid. Um, it is 21 brain games to train your dog. It helps your dog to learn different things without going and giving negative reinforcement. It is completely 100% positive reinforcement. Um, I love it. It is great. It teaches um, everything that we want, and it is just a great way to be able to go and train your dog to do different things. Um, it is brain training for dogs. It teaches them how to do things differently. It helps to go and increase their behavior, to make it where they're not acting out, jumping around, and everything. It makes them be more obedient. Um, so that is something that everybody's looking for. Um, Adrian Faricelli, she's a great, dog trainer. She's been doing it since 2006, where she started working in an animal hospital. Um, so it is her um, it is her program that I use, and it's an awesome program to have to look at and to watch. Um, so I mean, the link that I posted in the actual area below will take you directly to that, where you can actually find out more information for yourself. You know, um, but I love it. It is a great way to get your dogs to do things that you need them to do. Especially with my oldest pit bull, she was one that she jumped on her mom, jumped on my wife all the time when she'd walk through the door, and we are trying to break her of that. It's not something that is easy to do. It's not something that you can do overnight. But my wife recently had her hip replaced, and it's something that we've had to try to break her of, and this has actually helped. So I mean, it's a positive reinforcement thing. So if you're looking for something like that, then give it a shot. Give it a look. It's a great thing. Um, Otherwise, remember you want to go and be able to spend as much time with your pets as you possibly can. They're just like your children. They need attention too. The more attention you get, the better they are, and the better they act, and the less that they do. So um, as long as you're spending time with your pets and you're showing them, the ways that they need to be, and kind of making sure that they're not getting into things that they shouldn't be getting into. And remember, whenever your pets get into something, it's not because they got into it because it was just there. It was because they're dogs, they're pets. They have that instinct to be able to go and get into things. If they chew up something that you had in the living room, if you left it in the floor, it's not the dog's fault. It has your scent to it. It's going to be in their mouth, no matter how long it's there. You'll find it in their mouth. You know, so you you can't go and find a hairbrush 2 days after it disappeared and throw your dog in a kennel because it got your hairbrush. That it don't work that way. They don't even remember getting your hairbrush. You have to go and discipline your dog just as soon as you see them doing what they're not supposed to do, or it doesn't work. You have to be able to go and literally train your dog as it happens. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywheres. So just try going and spending the time, take it outside, let it run, let it play, take it to the dog park, introduce it to other dogs, make sure it has a playmate. Take it for walks. you know Dogs have a lot of energy, so do other animals. So it is just a way for people to go and spend time, get your animals outdoors. I've got mine. I mentioned to y'all earlier about Toby. you know and well, this is Toby. Toby is roughly 3 months old. He is great. He's lazy. He loves to play though. He likes to sleep on the bed, and he's dad's. Yeah, that's right. He's dad's. He loves mom, but he's dad's. So you got to be able to spend the time with them. You got to love them. You got to pet them. You got to play with them. Teach them how to do things that they need to know how to do. It's not something that you can just go out and expect to get a dog, bring it home, and it do everything that you tell it to. That doesn't work that way. It's never going to work that way. It's not something that you can do. If you want a dog like that, go somewheres, buy a dog that's already been trained, and let the person who has the dog give you all of their commands and let you know exactly what they do in order to go and make the dog follow those commands, because if it's going to be that way, you're gonna have to go and do things their way. They've been trained. They know what they're doing with it. They know what they're expected to do. And if you don't use the right words and you don't do the right things, then they're never going to listen. They're never going to pay attention to what you're telling them. So just make sure you do your research on your pets before you take them home, because some dogs are a lot more versatile, a lot more different than other animals. Some take a lot more, um, a lot more work. If you're a person that's home alone and you're young and you're looking for a companion, then yeah, you know, go out and find you that perfect dog. If you're looking for a companion pet and you want something that's going to be inside with you all the time that can sit in your lap, look for a smaller dog. You know, um, Terriers are a lot of times terrors, but they're great dogs. They have high energy, and they're those that are out there, that are just different. If you're looking for something that is, more loving, um, but still yet a little bit on the protective side, Chihuahuas are great. They bark at everything. They have a major small dog complex that goes and shows, they're going to protect you. They're going to let you know someone's not there. They'll even let you know if they don't like that person, but it's not necessarily that it is for you. Me myself, I'm a person that likes a larger dog. um, Everybody goes and says pit bulls are horrible to have. They're not. Pit bulls are aggressive if you make them aggressive. Pit bulls are mean if you make them mean. um, you don't need to go out and worry about your dog. If your dog shows aggression towards other dogs, then you've got to train it to be less aggressive. You need to socialize your dog. You need to go and take the time to slowly introduce them to other dogs. You can't just take them out to a dog park, let them go, and hope that they don't go and actually attack another dog if they don't get along with dogs. It happens. Um, you have to take the time to introduce them. Call up a friend that has another dog, you know, introduce them to that dog. Take your time. Let them spend the time going and getting to know each other. Let them do the whole like dominating thing where they figure out which one is the dominant one in the whole like friendship. It happens in human life too. There are those that are sharks and there are those that are not. So that's how that works. Now, the behavior training that I talked about earlier, the brain games for dogs, the brain training for dogs. It is a great concept. It works. It teaches behavior. It teaches the non-aggression out of them. It is a reward-based training program. It actually works. So just give it a shot. Learn what you're doing and go with it. Do your research on your pets. You know, and be sure and spend the right amount of time. You know, my dogs go with me just about everywhere. If I'm going fishing, if I'm going hiking, my dogs are with me. If I go to the grocery store, if I stay home, my dogs are with me. I don't go and leave, you know, my dogs to themselves. I love having my pets with me. That's just me. They ride in the car just like anybody else. They have their seat belts, they have everything. It is fantastic, So they're just like my kids. And my kids' dogs go where my kids go. That's how they get protected. That's how they are. That's that's my kids. They were brought up with it. They do it. They spend the time with their animals too. You know. Um. So in closing, again, my name's Josh. I've got all of my dogs, all of my cats. I have two rabbits. I've got two daughters. Um. We spend a lot of time outside. A lot of time outside. It is fantastic. Give it a shot this summer, and I hope everybody and your pets have a great time. All right. Thank you. Bye.